Micron has just dropped their earnings, guys, and the price action is through the roof. The price action is supporting the buyers. This shocked everyone. Let's take a look at it in this video. What does it mean for Micron and semiconductors alike moving forward, and also the memory stocks most importantly? We'll take a look at it in this video, NASDAQ, S&P 500 as well, and let's go over a bit on the earnings details, and we'll then jump into the technicals on how should we be looking at these stocks going forward. And with that, I want to let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So let's real quickly go over Micron's, quarterly results and their forecasts. So Micron reported its revenue 41.46 billion, flying past the estimate of 35.85 billion. And not just that, they are signaling fourth quarter revenue of 50 billion plus minus 1 billion, compared with analysts' average estimate of 43.58 billion. That's their guidance on the revenue. And also the earnings per share that they provided this time was $25.11. That's earnings per share, EPS. And the projected was, let's get over here, projected was just well 20 is not small number, but they even went further ahead than that. So that's 25, right? So that's something is already reflecting in the price action of Micron's technology. It was in the weakness since yesterday. Today also came down to one of our zones below, right over here, right? This was a next important critical zone, held the support in the post market. Earnings definitely are deciding right now that yes, it's wanna go up. Well, but what from here? Should we be super ultra bullish on this thing going forward? Well, the point is that Micron is back in the strength, okay? And as we stay above 1090 area tomorrow, we stay above it from here on, our bias will remain to the upside. And right now, I don't think we will see a negation to the downside. I mentioned to you a few scenarios a couple of days ago on Micron, that for the gap up or gap down, I mentioned that if Micron gaps below areas like, for example, 981 and so forth, then only there is some trouble. It never gapped down. It held even today. The market held above that as well, and already pushing up at 1046 area, 1146. So it is staying in the bullish structure, guys. And in the post market price action is not shown on the daily interval, but what I can do for you is put this line here. So this is where the price is right now. Point is that on Micron, as we stay above 1090 area, your bias needs to remain bullish, or 1100 pretty much. If we stay above it, your bias remains bullish on this thing. If we lose it, well, I want to see definitely the next day as well after earnings. If we lose it, then we will see what it does. But losing that will trigger again test of 991. The problem is that if we see a red candle tomorrow, anything can happen, guys, even a day after earning. If we see a red candle tomorrow, that just means that right now buyers just want to relax and take rest, and it's just the buyers are not there right now to push it much higher. But that will be only if we close below 1100 tomorrow area, okay, or start to get below that. Otherwise, yeah, above that, your bias, everything needs to remain bullish on Micron. And technically it is in the bullish structure. Earnings definitely came out good, guidance came out good as well. Their revenues, they're telling that hey, our revenue would be higher as well. So anyhow, not slowing down. I personally not playing big here, these memory stocks, but if you are playing, if you have a position, just know we are still in the bullish structure. Now, I think it's a good segue right after Micron to go to Sandisk, because Sandisk is today also came down to our zone of importance. 1850 held there, right? It held this zone today, and also in the post market on the heels of Micron, it's pushing up. And so it's associated effect, right? And Sandisk, yeah, its pullback technically is completed, guys. From that zone, it has given us the confirmation already to break out to the upside. Sandisk most likely will continue to stay bullish as we now hold above 1935. Okay, so Sandisk is also looking really good. Now, are we seeing the same effect in the semiconductors? Well, Nvidia, let's take a look at that. And no, the answer is no. Let's get to the hourly interval. Yes, we do have a little bit of a upside blip on Nvidia, guys, but Nvidia over here is still in your negative structure. Okay, this is all a negative structure. You cannot look strength on Nvidia right now from where we are unless we break above this zone of significant zone of 203 area from where we are. Okay, below that, Nvidia unfortunately will remain in this multi-day weakness. It is getting at a critical zone where bounces are possible. It's a very important magnet here. But just so you know that we are not right now fully out of the woods, but it's trying to show some support there. The bigger problem is definitely below this 194 area and losing 190 area with 200 days moving average. That's where a bigger problem would be on Nvidia if that happens. All right, let's take a look at AMD. So AMD reacting nicely. Also in the post market, it's better than Nvidia. And AMD being in the little bit of a pullback in the last few days, distribution phase part of that, it is holding significant level down there, even though it rejected again today, but it held the significant level below. In the post market, you can see price action is pushing up. AMD is more or way a distribution phase here, guys. Okay, and so but that's something I have mentioned to you guys in previous videos that if you have good profits, consider taking profits. But if you are looking to trade, it's a distribution phase. But with these Micron strong earnings, AMD is definitely reacting to that, and definitely above 527 structure on this thing will remain bullish to the strength side. ARM is also trying to push up today. It is part of a rebound, though it's not fully bullish. It's not overall bullish right now. It's, well, when I say overall bullish, I mean it's in the multi-day weakness and it's part of a pullback. And today's bounce that we are seeing is more or less just a bounce right now, guys. But let's see if it stabilizes. It has a room tomorrow to show strength. If Micron and all show strength tomorrow, ARM has a room to show strength. It has overall come down to its overall last line of defense almost. That was 334. And overall structure above that right now it's bouncing. Okay, so multi-day strength may take a day or two to build up again, but it's bouncing after that pullback mode. Broadcom it's not bullish, guys. It's just sideways action, a little bit reacting to the post market, but I'll be cautious on this thing to play this thing at this point. It's technically in the weaker structure, but yeah, it's right now technically in the weaker structure here. So it is holding up base, but just because it's holding up base doesn't make it a bullish structure. We have to see a lot of things, and right now it's just a bounce today with the rest of the semiconductors and the overall market there. All right, let's take a look at TSM real quick, pushing through up through that yellow zone. Above that, overall structure is fine. It is holding that technically overall, so we are fine there. We are bullish. Intel also reacting in the post market. Now Intel has been bullish for us since about 116, and it will remain bullish until 116. Definitely you can bring your trailing area to 125 at this point, but also in the post market it's nicely reacting to with the Micron's earnings, and it's already going up. And Intel is actually in the strength 132 above, so even in the continuation, so all good. It is already marking the pullback complete, 132 above and pushing strong. Seagate also is on the heels of Micron is going up, held the overall zone, the zone that I have given you previously, the yellow zone, overall zone, it held, and really good strong comeback. And thus overall structure remains bullish, and multi-day weakness technically seems like today is over on this thing. All right, let's take a look at real quick. Tesla, poor thing, continuing lower. 393 below, as I have said, will remain in the weakness, and it is in the weakness and remains in the weakness. We may be, unfortunately, if we don't close this week closer or above 393, we will be in the trouble. And at this point you can also watch 387. Even if we can close this week above 387, that's also a good sign for bulls to step in. Otherwise, no, we will remain right now in the weakness and may open up the doors to like 350 area. I will be talking in detail with my members today on Tesla, about my trade plan and many other stocks. There is one stock that I have given to my members, and I have been building my position in that has done really well today, really good, very many percent up. All market was red, but that stock was up. If you are a member, you know what I'm talking about, and if you have forgotten, you will get a reminder today, because I have been talking about that stock in my videos, and I have been telling you that I'm building a position in that. Good. Now today it's really pushing through, so that's great. All right, guys, let's take a look at NASDAQ 100 and S&P 500 here real quick. So NASDAQ 100 is, bouncing with Micron already 722. So this thing is completing its multi-day weakness technically. If it can push through above and get above 723 tomorrow and stays above it, it will give you some strength tomorrow. And S&P 500, it's just a bounce. The level you are watching is 740. If we get above 740, then only on SPY you can look to the upside on that. Okay, otherwise no. Otherwise it's just a bounce on S&P 500. So definitely semiconductors are, seems like they're back in the game. But let's see. I want to see the next day after earnings as well. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but that's for now. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.